Hey guys, Jackie M, how you doing? Welcome to another broadcast of Masters of Malaysian Cuisine, and we are doing this in partnership as usual with Masak Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ini. Make sure you say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and do a hashtag live if you're watching this live, and hashtag replay if you're watching a replay. So tonight we have Zaleha Olpin from Bristol, UK, that rendang lady, and she is going to be making fish and chips, a classic fish and chips. And of course, we've got Rene Jufrey, who's over in Dubai, taking time out from his busy schedule. He's going to be co-hosting us. Guys, don't forget, if you want this recipe and our other recipes, you need to sign up at malaysianchefs.com/join today. And please, guys, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. I know it's a little bit of a mouthful. And also share this out with people who might be interested in Malaysian cooking. All right, guys, don't forget to say hello. And I'll just play a quick clip from Tourism Malaysia, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hey now, making a place to know. Hey now, that was a place to go. Hey now, you gotta see the beast. We're ready to go. We're ready to go. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta make a move to get there right now. Somewhere nice so we can get away. Better than the ordinary day. You're my paradise. Malaysia, truly Asia.
Yay, we're back. All right, guys, thanks again so much for joining us. And again, don't forget to say hello and let us know where you're watching from. And also post your questions in the comments so that Renee can hit Zaleha up with some answers later on during the show, okay? And sit back, enjoy yourself, and take it away, guys, and I will come back and join you in a little bit.
Thank you, Jackie.
All right, great.
Hi, Chef.
Hi. How are you, Zaleha? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Chef?
Good. Things are good here. Everything is well. The weather is getting better right now. You know, the summer is almost as it's ending. So
The summer's ending, yeah, that's right. I remember how
Yeah.
hot it is in the Middle East, but it's getting cold here, so we are definitely going into winter. So I thought what I'm cooking today will be nice for Friday night. It's sort of Friday night takeaway, isn't it? Fish and chips. So yeah.
it's a good one, a good recipe to share. So welcome back to all our viewers, right? Especially the ones who really follow us on Masters of Malaysian Cuisine. And this particular series is very special that we cook for Masak Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ini, right?
Right.
So for all our fans in Masak Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ini and anywhere you are around the world, all right, tell us, just drop a quick comment and tell us where you're watching from, all right? Because even Masak Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ini, there's a lot of us around the world, right? Apart from the MOMC fans, and maybe some of the other groups that's watching throughout the series, right? So we are online, we are live everywhere. So just drop a quick comment, say where you're from, where you're watching from, any question. Especially today, Chef Zaleha is sharing a fish and chip recipe. Imagine, direct from UK itself. All right, so passing over to you.
Right, thank you, Chef. So, guys, today we are going to make classic British fish and chips, but it's my take on it. So it's a little bit of mix from other chefs, and then I change it around so it suits my family taste and it suits the British way as well of cooking fish and chips. Today we have 4 types of things that we are going to do. We are going to make the fish batter, then we're going to fry the fish. We are also going to make the mushy peas, which is a classic as well that goes with the fish and chips. There is no fish and chips in UK without the mushy pea.
Without the mushy
Right.
pea.
So we are going, so we are going to have the mushy pea, not the beans today. And then I'm also going to show you how to make the tartar sauce. A very simple sauce, but a classic British one as well.
Yeah,
I
fish and
also
chip
have
without tartar
prepared-
sauce is nothing, right?
Pardon?
Fish and chip without tartar sauce, that's not complete.
Exactly. You need tartar sauce for your fish and chips, isn't it? Not ketchup, but tartar sauce.
Yeah.
And I also have prepared some potatoes, some spiced potatoes for the chips. If we have time, we'll do the chips.
Okay.
I'll show you how to prepare the chips. So you put it in the freezer. When you need them, you just put it in the oven and it's done. So I like to do that because I don't like frying in the house. So when I do that, I do it in a big batch and put it into the freezer. It's ready for me next time to do it. So these are the chips that I have prepared at home. So it's not as pretty as you see because I use every part of the chips. I don't just use the, what do you call it, the square bit here.
Square bits.
So I use the ending, the broken one as well. So these are the ones that I have made at home. I cook them. I'll show you how to mix them later. And then you guys can see it. So I'm going to put it in the oven now. So it's like 20 to 30 minutes ready for probably another 10
By the
minutes to
time.
put it in. Can you remind me to put the chips in 10 minutes time?
All right.
Okay.
We'll remind you
So
later. All right.
have chips, no fish and chips then. So first thing we are going to make the batter. There are a lot of ways of making the batter, but this is what I like to do. And I have also added a little bit of the Malaysian influence in there by adding rice flour. The classic one, the English, I think the English like to just use plain flour and a little bit of corn flour. But mine will have 3 parts of flour in there, a little bit of baking powder, and of course some sparkling water.
Okay.
Again, the British will put beer and sparkling water in their fish and chips. So these are my take without the beer, of course. So we have here plain flour going in. That's for the batter, yeah. This is corn flour. The recipe will be uploaded into our website later on.
Yeah.
And this is the rice flour. The rice flour is just a simple rice flour that I have slightly toasted them. So it is slightly over toasted today, slightly dark, but it's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So the rice flour, you make it yourself?
Oh no. I just buy them ready-made from shops, like the Thai brand or the Malaysian brand. You just buy any rice flour. It doesn't matter if it's coarse or if it's too fine. But I like to toast it. I don't know, for some reason rice flour tastes nicer when you toast it.
Yeah, you get more of the flavor. It kinds of rises up like the rice.
Exactly, the aroma. It takes up to another level. Is that the aroma is just different. So you got salt in there.
All right. So all your viewers are starting to come in. Rohana from PJ, you have from Wollongong. Chef Dave is already in now from KL. Chef Dave tuning in.
Hi, Chef Dave. So this is baking powder.
Okay.
Just a little bit of baking powder. And now we are going to add in
the soda water.
The sparkling water. You can use soda water or you can use, what do you call it? Tonic water. That's fine. But I prefer sparkling water. So you just mix it into a slightly thick batter. You don't want it too thin because you want to coat the fish nicely, but at the same on everywhere. There you go. So
you start to bubble up because the sparkling water is this gas that push up all this flour to come out.
It's messy. I am so messy. Right. Okay. Okay. Slightly thick here. So a little bit more.
So what kind of consistency that you want from the batter?
We want it. Okay, where's my spoon? There. When you put it in, you want it to coat your spoon, but at the same time, you don't want it too thick because if it's too thick, it's going to go cakey.
Yeah.
You want it nice and light. That's why I think the batter is very important. I think the important bit about fish and chips is the batter, the heat when you put the fish in. There you go. You want it like that. So put your spoon in there. It coats nicely and it takes some time before it comes off.
Yeah.
See, it coats nicely. Yeah. That's.
See, it's a good tips for all the viewers, especially in Masak Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ni. You know, they try to do fish and chip maybe before, and then they always have a thick batter or maybe light batter, which the batter just goes out from the fish, right? Yeah.
yeah, I don't get it right sometimes as well because you know sometimes I don't use measurement. I'm not chef like you. You probably have all this precise thing when
It
you
has to
cook,
be,
isn't it?
yeah, it
Yeah,
has to be accurate.
yeah.
So
Very, very accurate.
there's a question from
That's right.
Thai Dreams. So what is the ratio of the three types of the flour that you put earlier?
Just now, so I put 60 grams of plain flour, 60
Mhm.
grams of cornstarch, rice flour, and 40 grams of corn flour.
Okay.
And the water, the sparkling, is probably about half of this, about 250 mils, probably 200 to
Okay.
250 mils. We're going
Uh-huh.
to adjust it if it doesn't work later on. We're just going to leave it there to work for a bit. So the baking powder works its way through and does its magic when we put the fish in and fry them shortly. So
Yeah.
I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to show you the fish that I'm using today.
Yeah.
So I am using cod loin because
All right.
I like the thickness of the fish. You can use fillet, but I think
Mhm.
fillet is slightly thin and fillet the thinner the fish, the thicker the batter gonna be and the
Yeah.
more oil is going
It
to
was soaked
absorb. So
up. Okay.
yeah, so I don't like it that way. So I prefer it slightly chunky fish.
How about for some of the viewers, maybe it's hard for them to find codfish. Is there any second or a third option that you would recommend?
In Malaysia, you can use hake. I'm not sure if you
Ah,
will
yeah.
get hake. Get
Yeah.
hake, you get haddock as well. Haddock is quite nice as well if you can get it in Malaysia.
Mhm.
Um, but usually cod is the best,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Can
So
you suggest if there's any Malaysians who does fish and chips? Can you suggest what fish you always use in Malaysia? Because I always use cod
mhm.
and I like the taste of cod. Actually, it's much
Yeah.
nicer as fish and chips, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the
So
flaky flesh from the cod. It's full of flavors. You know,
yeah,
it's
the
nice and sweet.
chunky,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
You dip it in the tartar sauce, put it mushy paste. Oh, heaven! So we're gonna have a heavenly Friday night tonight dinner.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. We have done the batter just now. We are
Mhm.
going to set aside for it to work for like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how to make the minted mushy peas. Usually you have two types of mushy peas when you go for fish and chips. You get the normal mushy peas that you just mash, but my family prefers minted mushy peas, so it's slightly extra work to do, but it's worth it because it's really, really good. So for
Yeah.
the minted mushy peas,
The
you
meat mushipi is very nice. You know, I think back in Malaysia, there's not many places that serve fish and chip with traditional mushipi with mint. But anyone who's on watching right now or later on replay is going to be interesting for them to try because it's very nice. The meat, especially with the piece, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
it's just something different, isn't it? I think
yeah,
adding mint because we put butter in the mint and we cook it with some spring onions and everything. So that is like another different flavor compared to
yeah,
just mashing up all these peas, isn't it? So
yeah.
yeah. So this is another thing that the English have different views on. They
Mhm.
also use petit. How do you pronounce that green pea? Petit pois or petit? What is it?
Petit pois. Yeah,
Petit pois. So
yeah.
they use petit pois as well, but I prefer to use marrow fat.
Okay.
So this marrow fat is the one that I think in Malaysia we use it. It's so common in Malaysia that you
Yes.
top your nasi, what do you call it, nasi tomato or
Nasi
nasi
tomato.
biryani. That's
Yeah,
what we use.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's
So
more
I
accessible.
prefer
Yeah,
more accessible, and I
yeah,
think it's cheaper because you can get it easily any supermarket in Malaysia. So
yeah. True.
I'm using marrow fat piece today. On top of that, I will need like there you go, 3 stalks of spring onions. You just
Mhm,
chop them coarsely like that because it's going to go into the oil, into the butter later on. And I've
mhm.
got mint. There you
Okay,
go.
nice.
It comes from my garden.
Ah,
This is the last bit of the mint that we have. I think this is winter's here now. Now they are dead for the
okay.
season.
Uh-huh.
They'll come back when spring starts or something like that. So these
Okay.
are mint. You want probably a handful of that
Mhm.
of mint. You want butter, of course. Anything that's nice has to have
It's
butter,
always
isn't it?
butter, yeah.
So we are going to melt the butter now. I'm going to turn the camera on this side where you guys
Okay.
can see what I'm doing. What you guys see?
Yeah. So there's one, we have a viewer who gave a comment, probably from
Mm-hmm.
Malaysia. So they say back in Malaysia they use dory fish for their fish and chip. Yeah, it's quite common.
Ooh.
I would say dory. Yeah,
Have you had dory fish before?
yeah. This is the thing about dory fish that people commonly know about. It's not actually the dory that the colored fish, right? The orange dory. No, no, it's not those fish. Or what they call the blue dories. They are actually a white fish, something similar to a cod or what you call what's the haddock, but they are more broader and more thinner. So it's more
Oh,
accessible and cheaper. Yeah.
so they are sort of like fillet, yeah?
Yes, they are fillet fish. They don't come with skin normally. Very seldom that you get it with skin. So normally it's frozen and fillet by itself. Yeah.
Ah, so do you know the
Yeah.
Malay name for it?
Malay name, not really sure though. I have to check if they,
Okay.
yeah,
I've
maybe
never
some
had.
of the, yeah, maybe some of the viewer might be able to share, because I had a discussion before with my classmates from my university before. They were talking about this dory, the frozen dory. Um, they had a name, Malaysian name, or a Malay or very Asian typical name. So I need to check again. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And well, if anybody knows what it's called, let us
Yeah.
know while we are cooking today. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my chips in.
You have that Dato Hamimah saying hi to you and to us.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kak Mima. Assalamualaikum. Oops. Okay. My chips have gone in now, so it's
Yeah.
going to take.
The timer just finished 10 minutes, so you can put your chips.
Chips gone in. Is that
All
your
right,
timer
cool.
for the chips?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to put in my butter there, so
Okay.
let it melt. Then we are going to fry this, put the peas in as well. And once we get that done, if you guys have any questions, you're welcome to ask. And
Yeah.
Chef Renee will let me know.
Yeah. We'll deliver it to Zaleha, and she will tell us the answer, or help you out with all the questions. So you have
Yeah.
Kak Hamimah saying that the dory fish that you get in Malaysia is a little bit bland and tasteless. Yeah, that's quite true, because it's mostly commonly found frozen, and they are quite what do you call it? You get the crystal of the ice quite a lot, so it kind of take all the sweetness of the fish and all those. So that's what you commonly found in Malaysia. Yeah.
Yeah, I really cannot stand frozen fish, isn't it? It's like, oh. Right, I'm going to put in the spring onions,
Okay.
and we are going to fry them till it's slightly wilted, slightly softened.
Mhm.
And then we are going to add in other stuff.
I can imagine the smell, the butter melting, then the spring onion is beautiful. Especially now coming into winter, all this
Yes.
the smell and flavors. Yeah.
Butter is everyone's best friend when it comes to winter.
Yeah.
We eat everything. We put butter in everything. Right, so it has softened a little bit. It smells so good.
Mhm.
Oh, lush. Right, I'm going to add
So
in.
Zaleha, do we have Tigrim sharing? Okay, this is what they found. Okay, about dory fillet. So also known as basa fillet from US market, called Pegasus. Yes, it's called Pegasus fish for Malaysian, and it's ikan patin or river catfish. So this was the discussion I had with my ex classmates. So it's Pegasus fish or the river catfish. That their fillet. Yeah.
Oh,
Pegasus farm from Vietnam. Yes. Thank you. Kenneth, yeah, Kenneth Nazareth.
oh, I see. see. Okay.
Yeah.
Catfish. River catfish. Okay. Right. This is nice and soft now. So I'm going to add in my piece. We are going to let it cook for a bit.
So Zaleha, quick one. Haim Azam from Manila. Hi, hi. So normally they use sea bass for the version of fish and chip in Manila, in Philippines. Then, all right, that's interesting.
Sea bass.
Yeah,
Interesting. Well, I mean, for us Malaysians, we always cook sea bass as a whole,
yeah,
and we like to, what do you call it, make like masak tiga rasa or sweet and
Yeah.
sour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Halia, I mean, crispy fried, things like that. Wow, they do fish and chips. Amazing. I might give it a go next time.
a different flavor to try. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I love sea bass. I'm gonna
So
put
you
in the
have,
mint.
all right.
Here, the mint goes in, and I've got here some water as well to add in.
Mm.
We're just going to fry them for a little bit. I'm going to turn the heat down.
So the
Oh,
piece
it's not
that
really done.
the piece that you're using, is it the frozen piece or you get it fresh? As I mean, in UK you get a lot of fresh piece, right? So
We can get fresh fish from the fishmonger, but I don't know how fresh the fish are in the local supermarket. But nearby my house, we have a lovely little fishmonger. But my, oh my, it's so expensive. The cod today probably cost us about, the 4 pieces is about £14. How much is it? £16. So they are not cheap,
yeah,
but when it comes to fish and seafood, I think I prefer to eat fresh.
best fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have here about 3 tablespoons of water.
Mhm.
I'm going to add in there for it to simmer. Let it simmer for about a few minutes, and then like this. Let it. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on
All right.
and let it simmer for a few minutes while I show you how to make the tartar sauce.
Mhm.
So the chips have gone in. We've got piece here. We'll sort out the piece, give it 5 minutes, 15 minutes like that. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn the camera back on here
Mhm.
so I can show you how to make the tartar sauce. For the tartar sauce, obviously we need mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And my favorite mayonnaise is Hellman,
Okay.
also, or the Japanese mayonnaise.
Yeah.
If you tried the Japanese mayo, they are
Yeah. It's amazing. The baby, the Kewpie, right? Kewpie or Kewpie, people call it Kewpie.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they are so good, isn't it? So, but for local, for everyday, we use Hellman. Hellman's not paying me for this advertising, so but it's just my favorite mayonnaise to use. Okay, the next. Right, I've got here few ingredients.
Okay. So you have Rose Richard. Okay, Rose didn't know that Pegasus is a river catfish at all. Okay. Yeah, it's the Pegasus fish is quite interesting. It's the breed of a catfish, river catfish. So flavor wise, it's not really distinct. It's quite mild. So what Rose did is that she always use it for curry. She fry it first, then use it. So yeah, you can use now. Now you can use it now for fish and chips, or you can get the recipe from Zaleha later and try it out.
Oh, wow. You see, it's a lot of things that we didn't know that people used to make curries or fish and chips, isn't it? So
Yeah,
amazing. We do all learn different
from
things
each other
every day,
every
isn't it?
day. Yeah.
So for my
So that's kind of
tartar
cool.
sauce,
Yeah.
we will need mayonnaise, obviously, and we will need a little bit of shallot. I've chopped 1 whole shallot here, but the shallots in UK are slightly big, so I might just use half of this.
Mhm.
Capers. Tell me, what is capers in Malay?
Capers in Malay. Okay. Honestly, I don't know what capers in Malay is.
No, me, I don't know. It's like a little
It's a
I
it's
don't
a
know.
berry.
I really
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
a pot. It's actually a berry. It's a type of a pot berry from a plant
Yeah.
that they pickle it. So in Malaysia, I doubt you can find anything fresh. But if someone can
No.
tell us and share with us, right,
Even here we bought
what we
it.
call it?
Even here we bought it in brine, so
Mhm,
pickled or sometimes in brine as well. So
mhm.
you need capers to make tartar sauce. Definitely need capers. You cannot skip capers, and you also need some gherkins.
Yeah.
I bought this one. Mine is what do you call it? Pickled gherkins that it's already been cut. So we are going to chop that and the capers, the shallots. So it's going to go into the mayo shortly.
So all of the ingredients, basically capers, gherkins, this is all easily accessible in the market in Malaysia anyway, right? It's only the
Yeah,
brand that will be different, but if anyone wants to have the same mayonnaise that Zaleha use, it's easily accessed as well. Helmets, right? You're using?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Almonds is available everywhere in Malaysia now. You know, those days you
Yeah.
thought, oh my gosh, you can't get it, but you get it everywhere. I bought it when I went back to Malaysia. I think last 2 years ago. I think last year I didn't cook much, but I shop in Jaya Grocers. You
Yeah.
got like everything in Jaya Grocers.
Uh-huh.
Everything Western, you can get it there. So the caper's going in now,
All right.
just like that.
So you chop the capers, yeah.
Yeah, just chop
That
it.
doesn't need to
So it's up to
be
you if you want to chop it finely
all
or
right.
if you want to chop it coarsely. It
Mhm.
doesn't really matter. Yep, that's about a tablespoon like that. So capers, I am going to use very little capers because capers is very strong.
Mhm.
I like it. I like the smell, but my children was like, man, we don't want to put capers like it. No, I have to show everyone how to make a proper tartar sauce. So you
Yeah.
probably need about a tablespoon of capers in there,
Mhm.
a little bit of onion, shallot,
Yeah.
maybe half, I
Just
think. We don't
you
want too
just
much.
chop it, right? You
Oh,
just
yeah,
yeah.
really finely chop the shallot, and you want a little bit of parsley. You can use curly parsley. You can use flat leaf parsley, the Italian
Yeah.
parsley, is fine as well.
Yeah.
Anything really, it's really fine. You want it, you want some color and some of the parsley,
The
the fragrance of
freshness.
parsley
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it makes a difference when you
True.
put some parsley in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I would reckon a flat parsley rather than the curly parsley.
pardon again?
I would reckon a flat parsley rather than the curly parsley.
Yeah. Flat leaf parsley has better taste. The
Mhm.
curly is slightly bitter, isn't it?
Yeah, bitter, and it's more of a garnish parsley rather than a edible that makes it a very distinct flavor to your dishes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But having said that, in Middle East, they do add both parsley, isn't it, in making their what do you call it, the meat dish. What do you call that thing?
The
Uh,
the meat dish. So they have a salad. They
the
call
one
it
that looks like
tabule.
tabbouleh is a salad. The meat is
Yeah.
the one that they fry into like round balls.
Ah, okay. It's a what do you call
Even I forgot.
uh,
They did use both the parsley, isn't it, in that meat
yeah,
dish.
yeah. The fatayil.
Okay. Pattaya.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stir it
See,
gently.
I'm in the Middle East. I lost the words even of all the food here.
I forgot a lot of things. Middle East dishes. I will do that once in a while now, but yeah. So you have done, you mix them in. You need a bit of salt.
And also the kibe. Yeah, kibe and fatayil. These two. Yeah, the kibe as well.
Kibbeh, that's right, that's the
Yeah,
word, kibbeh.
yeah, kibe.
Right, so this is done. Let me try and see. Oh, I forgot one thing. Lemon juice.
Lemon juice. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a little bit of lemon juice for the flavoring.
Mhm.
Done that. Let's stir it in.
You don't put any of the zest, do you? For your tartar
Pardon?
sauce. The zest of the lemon?
No, I don't.
It's
Do
not
you?
it's not quite common, yeah.
Is that okay? I don't, but mm, now you're talking tartar sauce. It's really, really good and strong.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to set this aside, and we are going to check out on our turn this off. Our mushy peas. Have a look at our mushy peas.
Wow. They're beautiful.
So there it is. So for this, there is two ways for you to do it. You can always blend it into paste.
Puree,
It's like
yeah.
fine mushy peas. Or
Mhm.
you could just blend it a little bit and have some coarse kind of mushy peas, which is what we prefer.
Yeah.
You can also actually use a masher. You can also use a masher and just mash it down.
Mash it out, yeah.
Yeah. Or you can use this blender that I have here, hand blender, and
Mhm.
blend it. It's entirely up to us because the mushy peas are now done. Let's try blending it a little bit.
Yeah.
See if it's better to blend. See. You can see. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So
It's
this
light,
is
lightly mush, yeah.
yeah. So we prefer it slightly coarse because we like the texture of the
Yeah.
peas.
The
And then
piece, yeah, you can buy.
yeah, so I'm going to just mash it gently like that,
Yeah.
and that's it.
So viewer from Sabah saying hi, watching from Sabah, hi. Thank you for tuning in, watching from Sabah.
Hi, thank you for watching. We are making fish and chips, a British
Yeah.
classic today.
Who just tuned in, might be wondering, okay, what is Chef Zaleha is doing right now? She's mushing all the things in the pot. So yeah, she's preparing for us a fish and chip dish, all right, with all the classic condiments. So
Yep.
yeah,
So the mushy peas are set aside to keep it warm. Now I've got oil here heating up. Right.
all right,
Is it okay? Can you see it
yeah,
properly now?
yeah, we can say, all right, that's great, yeah.
Okay.
Amazing, yeah.
So the last bit of our fish and chip would be frying the fish.
So any
Right.
particular oil you suggest, you reckon that we use for frying the fish to get a nice
Sunflower
result?
oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, any oil except olive oil.
Okay.
Yep, any oil you like. There are some who use peanut oil.
Mhm.
I think it's slightly strong for me.
Yes. Okay.
I
Okay.
prefer sunflower oil. I always use sunflower oil in my house, but it depends what people's preference, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the batter is nice and smooth, and it's beautiful. So we are going to wait for the oil to get nice and really hot.
Yeah.
We have another. When this is hot, the
Yeah.
best way actually to fry fish and chips is to use a deep pot.
Okay.
So the fish goes in nicely. And of course, if you cook it in a restaurant or in a fish and chip place, they will use
A
the
deep fryer.
the deep fryer. I don't use
Yeah.
deep fryer, so I'm using this slightly shallow so you guys could see how it goes in and everything. Usually I use this pan, my
Okay.
usual pan here. When I cook the mushrooms
Yeah.
now, I will fry them one by one. So today I'm going to show you guys just to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Another tip of making a good fish and chip is to make sure your fish is dry.
Okay.
Really dip them in your tissue, in your napkin. I have actually wiped them just now and then I realized they are still wet. So keep wiping them with your kitchen towel
Mm-hmm.
until they are ready like that. And we've got another one here. I'm going to make two pieces.
So Zaleha, you have Grace Winster also, Malaysian, watching from Yate, Bristol.
Hi. Okay, Yate is quite close to us. Right,
Okay.
who's that again?
Sorry?
Who's that again from Yate?
Now I missed it out from the screen again.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
don't worry.
Oh, it's Grace Winter.
Okay, I don't know Grace, but my husband's cousin lives in Yate as well.
Okay.
Right. Fish is done. Fish is nice and dry. You don't want any water on the fish. It goes into the batter.
So could you please show us in on the other screen, the middle screen of the batter, how it looks like now after the resting?
There you go.
A bit.
Can you see it?
Yeah. It's a bit. Yeah.
There you go. It's
Okay.
nice and smooth and it's ready to go. So we hope it's not going to be masak apa tak jadi hari ni. I hope it's going to be nice. Right, it's nicely coated.
Okay.
You see, the oil is hot. Yep, brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, gone in. Another way,
Fish is
I
swimming in
forgot
the oil.
actually to tell you is,
Yeah.
you can actually coat this in flour before you put it into the batter. So it
Okay.
keeps another layer outside. You can do that as well, but I forgot today, so we are going to just keep going like that.
So did you season the fish first before you put it in the batter, or?
Yes, yes, season with salt and pepper, but I've already wiped it just now. Usually you
Yeah.
just season it with salt and pepper, roll it a little bit with some plain flour,
Yeah.
and you put them in the batter.
Mhm.
That is the best way actually to
Okay.
put them. Look at that.
Wow, it's golden color, nice.
Beautiful color, and
Yeah.
it's a nice coating. Also, if you prefer a thicker coating, a thicker batter, you can make this one slightly thicker. We try to eat fish and chips, but at the same time trying to keep it healthy. So
Yeah.
I don't put too much thick batter in it. You can do that as well. It's fine. So this is what ours will look like. So I'm going to leave the temperature low because when you go in just now, it has to be hot. So
Okay.
it holds the batter. I don't know what the process for. You might know from your chef, but it needs to go into really hot oil, and then you can keep turning it to make sure it's cooked properly all around.
Yeah. Yeah. Proper temperature will eventually start to, cook the batter so that it kind of stick to your fish, right? Rather than if it's a low temperature, then it will start to, soak up all the oil and it will just break off from the fish. So yeah, temperature is very, very crucial. Yeah.
That's right. So, and do you usually, I mean, of course, I think, of course, you will use a thermometer, isn't it, to check your oil? At
Yeah.
work?
So we have an oil thermometer to check, and also that's the
Oil
beauty of having
thermometer, of course.
that's the beauty of having the deep fryer, because it has its own thermostat that you just put it at the right temperature, that it will just fluctuate where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Guys,
So-
you got more things from Chef Renee here regarding frying your fish, because getting the right temperature is the main element here making fish and chips. As for me, I think I'm more of a home cook, and I'm using the gut feeling because I make them all the time, so I think how I cook them, you know. That's my thought.
True. So Zaleha, we have a question here. A viewer now used to prepare the same ingredient that you are doing right now for the batter, but what makes the coated crispy fish and chip batter get soggy after a while? So she's asking, is there anything missing or any tips that you can share?
I don't know. Why don't you share with us, Chef Renee? Go on,
So-
tell us your point of Can you tell
So
us?
normally, if it's a batter, what makes it soggy quickly after you fry is one is because of the fish itself. So one of the tips that you already shared earlier is that to pad it dry. Okay. Secondly, also the batter, there was too much of this water content. All right.
That's right.
Yeah, and also if you work the flour too much when you mix your batter, you don't want to work too much of the gluten. So what happens is that when you start to work it too much, it will start to expand
Mm.
further. So this
Mm.
is where the situation where it's crisp up after immediately frying, but when you put it on the side, all the steam from the extra gluten that grow, this kind of make the flour go soggy after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a perfect explanation, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you.
And also it's good
Fun.
it's good to work on cold water. So like Zaleha is using, or some of you might have the same recipe that you use the water, the carbonated water. So it's best to use the
Mm.
cold carbonated water rather than
Yeah.
hot or warm. Yeah, that's one of it also.
Yeah, exactly. It comes out from the fridge. It's nice and cold.
Yeah.
Right. So you know that it's nice and cooked when when the oil is not fierce anymore. It's like calming down.
Yeah.
So you know your fish is cooked, your batter is also cooked as well. So I'm going to leave it another few minutes while I check on my tip. Yep, keep it coming out nicely as well.
Yeah.
So let me try to sort out.
So the hand cut chips should be beautiful already now.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's just need a little bit more. Not as brown, but
Mhm.
it's good. We're going to put in my pasta in there.
So probably I would also love to share, like for example, if all the viewers can look at the fish right now, it's frying at a good temperature. So you see the bubbles, that means that's the water from the fish that starts to cook and the steam to come out. So when the bubble
Uh-huh.
starts to settle in, so it means that all the liquid in the fish itself is already mostly released. So that will also keep your fish crispy after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go, guys. That's a fantastic explanation, actually, for all of us to basically learn about frying properly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. You
There
know,
you
even
go.
there's a science behind frying. So all of us, when we cook, is actually we are as scientists. You know, when you understand how to cook.
Mm. Right, put it there for now. Beautiful. Oh, nice.
So Rose Richard has kindly, say thank you, Rose. You've already put all the notes that I've shared earlier, the points. So first point, the fish are wet. Yes, you have to pat it dry nicely. Second, the batter is watery. This is one of the reason as well. And then
Mm.
not ideal temperature. Yes, it will soak up all the oil and will make your batter soggy. Too much flour. Is it right, Chef? Yes. Sometimes too much flour or the batter is too thick as well. This is one of the reasons that your batter is not keeping its crispy texture towards, after a few minutes after you fry. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to see these are the crumbs that I took out just now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how crispy they are.
Wow.
Can you
Those
hear
are
it?
the bits. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to get a plate. I'm going to take them out now.
So Zaria, if you can turn the camera now towards your plate, if you don't mind.
Yep. I'm going
Yeah.
to turn it here for you guys to see. Oh, sorry about the mess.
Yeah, so
Right.
Nina is asking better overwork. Yes, if you overwork your batter, you kind of allow the batter to, I mean the gluten from the flour to expand too much. So
Mm.
this is the reason why it's also causing it. Yeah. So what is the recipe for the batter? So Zaleha, you have Nina asking what is the recipe for the batter. She missed it out earlier.
I did mention just now it's plain flour, corn flour, and rice flour. So the recipe will be out in our website soon, but it's basically equal portion of plain flour and rice flour, and put another just little bit of corn flour to give the crispiness. That's it. That's basically it. And as Chef Renee said, the beauty of this dish is actually the sparkling water.
Yeah.
That is how we can make a really nice
Crispy batter.
light
and
crispy
crispy.
batter.
Yeah. And it has to be cold. Yeah. One of the point, if rose earlier, you can put in, you can jog it down. Is that the water have to be cold.
Yeah, the water has to be from the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the chips just now.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are just going to arrange them here.
So is there any other question from the other viewers, or please don't be shy to just drop us a note. So Nina is asking no leavening agents.
Pardon? No. What's that again?
So Nina is asking, is there any leavening agents? No, right? Didn't put any leavening agents.
There's baking powder in that.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you want to put it, but baking powder makes the batter really nice and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me cut the fish and show you guys what it looks like.
Yeah. Zaleha, if you can just move the camera a little bit to the middle of the plate, because we're looking at a little bit corner.
Can you see it? Why it's not moving?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you see
Exactly in
it
the middle. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
there you
Wow,
go.
they
That's
look
the fish
beautiful.
fillet.
Yeah. Nice. Crispy,
That's
golden
we like.
batter.
That's how we like to eat it. We don't want too thick batter,
Mhm.
but we also don't want it to be just plain fish. So compromise here and there, and that's how we eat our fish and chips. So we're gonna stick it in there. Sorry, it's gonna be really hot.
It's really nice. I mean, for your time, it's a good lunch probably, right? For us over here, it's almost dinner time, almost 6 p.m. For Malaysia, back in Malaysia, you can have it for your supper later on.
Yeah. Try the recipe. The recipe will be up soon because I've already updated everything. I've done this so many times. So the recipe will be up, and if you try it, tag us on MOMC, tag me. It will be nice. It will be really an honor for all of us if you try our recipe. Anything on MOMC website, if you try it, tag us.
Yeah.
So this is my take on fish and chips. That's it.
Wow, they look beautiful. Especially the green mushy, the freshness from the meat. I can imagine. It's I've been working with a lot of Brits, and I get I'm very grateful that I got the privilege to open the Ivy from London in Dubai. They do one of the best, and Rivington Grill. So they do one of the best fish and chip I've ever had, and we managed to do it here in Dubai, and learn from them. Amazing! I really miss all this beautiful fish and chip especially from Rivington Grill.
They do have very, very limited food, but the British food, when you cook it properly, they are really, really nice.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. So that's it. That's our
Amazing.
fish and chip day.
Yeah.
Fish and chip Friday, basically.
Yeah, it's a good day to have a fish and chip, and then time to spend with the family before the weekends turn into us. And then, for all the viewers, you're going to have the recipe shared to you. But the main thing is that go to our website, www.malaysianchef.com/join today. If you're not a member yet, you're going to get all the recipes from our session, from all MATJHN recipe and our MOMC recipe, and especially this fish and chip later on from Zaleha.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Chef Renee, for hosting
Most
me. Thank you
welcome.
for keeping company. And Thank you so much for all the tips and tricks that
My
you
great
give us
pleasure
to share.
for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I want to ask you one last question because Renee asked earlier about because you use fizzy mineral water, sparkling mineral water in the batter. Like, does it taste any different if you use tonic water or if you use something else? Or
No, you can use tonic water, you can use sparkling, you can also use soda water. But soda water in UK is sweet, so I tend to either use tonic or sparkling water.
okay, cool.
Or you can go the classic British half and half of beer and sparkling.
Okay, sure. Cool. Radio. Thank you so much, guys, again for another fabulous episode. And I love, I've never actually attempted to make fish and chips. I tell people I'm very Asian, I'm very Malaysian. That's all I do. I'm very tunnel vision. I like that Zaleha does all these different things, and all our MOMC chefs have our different styles and our different specialties. Renee, of course, he's Michelin trained and he's opened a Michelin restaurant over in Dubai and all that sort of stuff. So everybody's different in their skill set. So make sure you try and catch all our sessions. We do 2 special broadcasts a week in collaboration with Masa Apa Tak Jadi Hari Ini. And then we also have our MOMC Mondays where we live stream twice on Monday at different time slots. So make sure you try and catch all that. The best way to keep track of all our activities and also to get a hold of all our recipes is to sign up at malaysianchefs.com/join today. Right? Thank you so much again, guys. Thanks to Zaleha for another beautiful recipe. And thank you, Renee, for taking the time out to co-host. Renee's always a wealth of information. Like you can tell, he's on a different level. He's yeah.
Never stop learning. You know, I learn from everyone, so it's just the knowledge never ends. You know.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday. Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Zaleha. And thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Jackie. Bye.
Bye bye.